Well, good evening. It is Wednesday, November the 8th, and we are Dean and Carolyn G. Alamas. We are senior managers with SendOutCards, and we would like to welcome you to our Jumpstart webinar for SendOutCards.
Welcome, everyone.
We are going to do a quick overview of the SendOutCards system and all the basics that you would need to get going with sending cards and sending gifts and having your system set up and ready to use so that you can use it on the fly anytime from the app on your phone or from your computer. Dean is going to do most of the driving here tonight and talking you through everything. So we just like to welcome you on the call or on the webinar. And we also want to say that if you're watching this on a record after the fact, feel free to reach out to us if you have questions.
Great, thank you. Well, welcome everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so that everybody can see what it is that we're going to be working on here. So what I want to just really do is kind of welcome all of you to the call. We're going to do a kind of a system overview, and if you look at the SendOutCards top here, there's a black bar, and that black bar is really going to have all the information that we're going to be going through tonight. This is a high-level review. This is not meant to be an in-depth review. The whole point is to get you started quickly and comfortable in using the system so that you can feel confident that you're ready to take advantage of all that SendOutCards has to offer. As you probably signed up, if any of you did purchase a bundle, you would have purchased either probably a personal or a marketing bundle. There are features and benefits that come with these bundles, and we want to make sure that you take advantage of those and include them in your card sending, especially as the holidays are coming up. Whether it's a personal or a marketing bundle or even a business bundle, they all come with a custom brand manager, and they all come with at least signatures. If you got a marketing bundle, it will also include the ability to put your own handwriting in there. And so we're going to cover all those things. So I just want to make sure that you're aware that if you purchase one of these bundles, that you take advantage of everything that's available to you so you can maximize the use of your SendOutCards account. So we're going to go back to our SendOutCards page here, and really what I want to show you is a couple of different things. So I'm going to start with this tab called Company up here at the top. And when we click on the Company tab, you'll see that there's three areas here. There's an Information Center, there's Upcoming Events, and a Contact Us. These first two areas here are really for distributors. These are for people who have taken advantage of the income opportunity of SendOutCards. This is where you can get some basic information. I'm not going to go through it tonight, other than to say that if you don't know about the income opportunity, or if it's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out to Carolyn and I will be happy to explain options that are available. But you can find out more information about events and opportunities right there. What we want to do is focus on this area here, this Contact Us. And the very first thing I want to start with is our amazing customer support. When you click on this tab, what it'll do is open up essentially a new window, and it effectively gives you our frequently asked questions, so the FAQs, if you will. I'm going to click on this Contact Us tab right here, and that'll open up a new bar with how do I contact SendOutCards. And when I click on that, what comes up is really the phone number. And this phone number here is something I want to highlight for you to jot down or write down and have available. I want you to notice that their hours here, Monday through Friday, they're open 7 to 7 Mountain Time, and they're open on Saturdays for a half day and closed on Sundays. Now, I do want to point out for you that SendOutCards customer service is amazing. They're super, super friendly, super helpful. But one caution, and that is as we come up to the holidays, they tend to get pretty busy. So wait times can be extended. It's not uncommon to be waiting, 15, 30, 45 minutes, sometimes longer, especially as we get right on top of the holidays. So take a note of these times. And if you have questions for customer support, know as it gets closer to the holidays, times can be busier. So because of that, I want to point out two options. One is you have the ability to email customer support directly. You can ask them their question, and during the hours that they have support available, they will answer you in your email. Another fantastic way of taking advantage of being able to get a hold of SendOutCards without waiting on the phone is clicking on this box down here at the bottom. This little radio button is for opening up a chat, and you can start a new conversation. The really cool thing about starting a chat is that you can type in a message, and it doesn't matter whether they're open or not. It'll send it to SendOutCards. Now, they'll only answer you during the hours that they have support, but you can be busy doing other things, and like every kind of messaging system, it'll give you a warning or a ding to let you know that it's been answered, and then you can carry on the conversation. So if it's nothing that is too critically urgent that you could spend an hour or two chatting back and forth to kind of get a response, it's a great way of answering your question very easily with SendOutCards. So just know that that support is there and available for you. The next thing I wanted to show you is under the company tab and under the contact us is this tutorials feature. And when you click on this, it'll open to a page that has a number of amazing videos that SendOutCards has already created. Most of these videos are anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes. The average is 3 to 4 minutes that's on here. But every question that you might have of how to use the system in a basic way is already answered in video form. And the cool thing about the video is you can watch the video, you can pause it, you can do what they just taught you, and then go right back to the video. It's a great way of kind of combining almost like a live help, if you will, and kind of stepping you through that process. So really, really simple and quick and easy to use, and great tools here. So take advantage of the tutorials. The last thing under the company tab we want to cover in the quick start is this downloads tab. And when you click on downloads, what it will do is open to a page of all the documents that are available. And really the only one I want to focus here that'll be important for you as a brand new customer is this handwriting font form. And when you click on this, it'll open up a form. The form itself has some very specific directions. You want to make sure you follow these directions, because if you don't follow the directions carefully, you may not get your handwriting and signatures uploaded as quickly as you'd like. But when you scroll down, what you'll see is an example form, and then the actual form. This is where you're going to handwrite in your personal handwriting, or you'll add your own signatures down here at the bottom. Now, if you purchased a personal bundle, it does include 4 signatures, so you'll only be filling out the bottom portion here. If you purchased a marketing bundle, then you'll fill out both the top and the bottom, because it includes both your handwriting and your signatures. The form itself, very self-explanatory. Just be sure you read it. A couple of important tips: must be black ink. I highly recommend using a thick pen, not a thin pen. The ink will make a difference in the quality of your handwriting. And be sure not to fold this document. It needs to be flat so that when they scan it in, there's no defects to your handwriting when it's submitted. So that's the quick overview to the company tab. The next one I want to go to is our main menu. And the main menu is because this is where we're going to start working on how we're going to create our cards. And I want you to think of creating cards as just really 6 easy steps, okay? The first step is really, you got to import your contacts. You got to have people to send a card to, right? Your cards and gifts. The second step is creating your card. And we'll step you through that in a very high level overview. The third step is creating your custom brand back. That's your custom brand manager. So the back of the card is created just the way that you want it. And the fourth step would be creating a campaign. That is the method that you use to send one card to a whole host of people or a group of people very easily. And then from there, it's easy. You just need to download the app. That's step 5. So you can take advantage of the fact that you've got campaigns and custom brand manager built in, because you can only create those on the computer. But you can use them on the app. And the last thing, step 6, is happy sending, right? Send your cards and off they go. So let's just kind of jump in with first off, our main menu tab. So when you look at the main menu, you'll see information here about your account. You'll see information in the middle about the contact manager, and off to the right, creating campaigns. We're going to start with the contact manager, and the first thing I wanted to really have you do to get started is to create groups. And when you create a group, this allows you to put people into different types of groups, and you can name them whatever you want. In this case, if you're sending holiday cards, you might just type in the word holiday, and doing so, you click add group, and then that group is now added for you below. You'll see on ours, we have a group called Christmas. We also have a group called Hanukkah because we choose to send religious-based specific cards to the different denominations of faith. So we have those two different groups that we'll send cards to during the holidays. So once you create your group, the next thing that you'll be able to do is go ahead and create a new contact. So back to main menu under our contact manager, there's a little button here for new contact. And when I click on that, it'll open up a screen that allows us to type information in for our contact. This is one contact at a time. So if you're just adding a single person or two people, this is the way you'll want to do it. And I'm going to get to adding large numbers of contacts in just a moment. But you'll see here that you can type in their basic information, the name, their company name, email address, of course, their physical mailing address, which is important for our system. You'll have an ability to add in contact numbers if you like, important dates like birthdays and anniversaries. You can add a spouse along with their important dates, their birthdays, and even children down below here. You just click on add a child. And you'll notice now all of the groups that we have created also show up. So if I was going to add someone to a Christmas group or a holiday group, I just simply click on those groups, and now that person is added. And when I save this, they are now part of that group. So when I send a campaign or a series of cards to a group, they'll be included in that. And the next thing I wanted to show you is on main menu is importing contacts, because you may not want to type in all 500 or 5,000 contacts you have, right? That's not making the system very easy. So we have a super simple way of doing that. And when you click on import contacts, it opens up to an ability for you to import a file. The file has to be, as I'm highlighting right here, either a tab delimited or a comma separated file. This basically means as long as you can get it into an Excel spreadsheet, you can do a save as either one of these two formats, and it will be perfectly formatted to be able to import into SendOutCards. As I mentioned, you could do up to 5,000 cards per time. Contacts, thank you, at a time. So just make sure your database isn't greater than 5,000. All you need to do is select a file that you can search and click on the import button. To learn how to do this, just click down here on how to import contacts. It's part of our tutorials. There's a 3-minute video that you can watch. As I said, watch the video, follow the steps, put it on pause, do the activity, and then rinse, repeat, right? Continue on. Super simple way of importing your contacts. So in a matter of minutes, you can have thousands of contacts uploaded to your system. The last thing I just wanted to show you is that when you have groups already set up and you go to find a contact, it's very easy to just search for a group. So I could search by a person's first name by typing in their name, or I can come down below here and click on a particular group that I want to search. All I have to do here is click on the blue box, clear group selection, click on Christmas. I'm going to uncheck the box up here that says include spouses and children because I don't want duplicate family members showing up. And when I click on find contact, it's going to give me everybody that is on my Christmas card list. So in this case, we have 437 people who will be receiving Christmas cards from us this year already. We're adding new contacts every day. And so it's a quick and simple way of being able to locate your contacts and be able to send them a card. And this is just one very easy way of finding out who's in your groups to make sure that your groups are set up with the people you want. So when you send your card, it's available and ready. So next, what I want to show you is how to create a card, because now that we have our contacts in the system, we're going to go ahead and create a card, and I'm going to click on Card Catalog. And when this opens up, I can select the holiday tabs, select on Christmas. I can even scroll down a little below and click on Season's Greetings because there's different tabs as well. I would say Christmas tend to have more Christmassy and even some religious-based cards where Season's Greetings may be a little more generic, but you can search all of those. Different categories available here. Some things I just want to point out to you as you scroll down, you'll notice that some of these cards, like the one my cursor is going around, has this gray arrow in it. The gray arrow basically means that there's already writing or a message inside the card. And when I click on inside, it'll give me a preview to what that looks like. If there's no arrow next to the card, all it means is that it's blank inside. So the only thing the preview is going to show you is the front of the card. This means you have full control on the inside. Also know that if you pick a card that has a saying on the inside, you might like the outside, but you may not like what it says on the inside. That's okay, because you can delete the inside when you're creating the card. If one of the 18,000 cards that we have in our system isn't good enough for you, and you're like me, you're a perfectionist, you want to create your own card, that's great too. You come right up here to the upper left-hand corner, click on Create a Picture Plus card, and that opens up basically a canvas for you. So you can select two orientations, either a landscape or a portrait style. I'm just for fun going to pick a landscape style that we can utilize. And what it will do is now open up basically a blank canvas for me to be able to work with. And the really cool thing with SendOutCards is they have all these amazing templates that are in the system already. And if I click down here and click on Christmas and Seasons Greetings, what you'll see is we have all these cards, designs that are already done for us that we can easily upload to what we want. And as I scroll down, you'll see there's just a ton of different types of cards that are on here. So I can just simply click and drag a format. It takes care of it for me. When I click on pictures, because I have a group of photos that are already labeled with us in it, I can just drag us in there and boom. Our Christmas card front is already designed that quickly. I can then step inside and I can click on this elements feature right here. And when I click on elements, again, when I click on different types of Christmas themes, you know, for example, under Seasons Greetings, I can click on backgrounds and borders. I can add little elements if I wanted to kind of spruce up and add a little Merry Christmas sign. I can add a little customization by adding a little piece at the bottom here so that it, you know, has a nice touch. I can click and type my personalized message in here. Wishing you a very happy holiday season. I can center that. I can then also add in our signatures, because all of our signatures are uploaded, and the cool thing is our entire family is in here. I can double click on this and change the font size so it looks like it's a little more normal size. So I'm not going to belabor the message, but you can type in any message you want. You can see how quickly I created this card to customize it. And I'm going to save this as a Picture Plus card right in the middle right here. Doing this will be important, and I'll show you in just a moment why, because when we set up our campaign, it's going to be very important for us to be able to do that. Another way of making sure your card comes out just the way you want is print preview. This is important because you'll notice these little green lines here. The green lines are the potential cut area that the card may be cut. So you want to make sure that none of your writing or pictures are off on the edge here. The last thing you'd want to do, or that I'd want to do, is cut off half my wife's head in my photo, right, that I left in there because I was not being very careful about that. So I'm going to jump right now back to our main menu because I want to go to the next phase of our steps, step 3, and that's our custom brand manager. And that's under My Account. And I'm going to select the custom brand manager because this allows us to customize the back of the card. This is the real estate on the back that if you have a custom brand manager that you can add your own card back. And what I just want to show you is that when you create a new card back, there are templates, their ability to upload your own photos or your own logos. I highly recommend, I repeat, highly recommend that the one you use is the blank back. This is the one that has no return addresses. It's just simply blank. And by doing so, this allows you to manage both horizontal and vertical formats, both landscape and portrait formats. And so when you click an image onto here that's going to be your card back, it doesn't matter what orientation it's in, that the writing that's on the back doesn't interfere with the image that you want on the back. Now there is a whole tutorial on creating custom card backs that's available. I encourage you to go take a look. If you're interested, we actually have a YouTube channel. It's Carolyn&Dean. It's Carolyn _Dean. all together one word, just like I'm circling right up here, Carolyn&Dean. We have a tutorial. It's about 16 minutes on how to create horizontal custom card backs. That's to make a card back that matches your orientation perfectly so that your card orientation and your card back are the same. So we'll leave you to check that out and customize your card back as you please. The next thing we're going to do, going back to our main menu option here, is go to Campaign Manager, because this is going to allow us to create the ability to customize a campaign. And a campaign is simply a way of creating one or more cards that go to one or more groups of people. Very simple. Click on the blue box, create a new campaign. All you need to do is type in the name of your campaign. In this case, I might choose, Holiday 2017, so I know what it is. Excuse me, I mistyped that. And you're going to come down here and select create a new card for this campaign. And remember earlier how I selected a save as a picture plus card? This is going to be important because I can come to the My Cards tab right here. I can click on picture plus cards, because in here I can keep my drafts, I can keep my favorites. Favorites would be the kind of cards that you just created, and then there's picture plus cards. I just created that picture plus card, so I'm going to click on it and create a 2-panel card. And now it's going to import this, so the card that I spent time working on will go right into my campaign. I'm going to go ahead and click on continue, and that will add the card to that campaign. I have the option of sending a gift with this card. If I wanted to send a gift, I would simply select the gifts that I wanted to do. I can click right here on the left under gifts, and I get all these different categories that's here, including seasonal. Of course, our famous, gourmet brownies, SendOutCards is probably most famous for. But you can add a gift if you like, and if you don't, that's okay. You just click continue without gift, and you move on. Also know, though, that you can send a campaign to individuals, and you can always add a gift at a later point in time. Now, this is the really cool part just to kind of talk about, is that when you send the card, we have an ability to send different occasions. We can send immediately, we can send on customized dates like birthdays or anniversaries, or a specific date. If I created this card today and I clicked on send immediate, if I sent to all 437 people on my Christmas list, SendOutCards is going to print, stuff, stamp, and mail all these cards tomorrow. That might be a little weird right now for Christmas. It might be a little early. So you might want to choose a specific date. And in this case, I might choose sending it on, let's say, the day after Thanksgiving, which I believe is the 24th. Correct. And so if I want to be that guy, right, the guy who sends Christmas cards the day after Thanksgiving, I'll select a specific date. I pick the date that I want them to be sent, and I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And it'll take me right back to my campaign, and you'll notice what's new here. The card that I created is here. It's telling me the send date. It's telling me that I don't have a gift attached. This is the custom back panel, brand manager. So I already have a Merry Christmas card back that I'm going to select. So I'm going to select that one. And when I save this campaign, it's now ready to go, named Holiday 2017. Pretty cool, right? All you need to do now is simply download the app on your smartphone, whether it's Android or an Apple, and the campaign that we created and all the contacts we uploaded and the custom brand manager we created here on the website is now available all on your phone. Now, you have to do those things on the website, the campaign and the custom brand manager. That does have to be taken care of, along with importing bulk contacts, like importing, tens or hundreds or thousands at a time. You can import one at a time on your phone, but you can't do large groups. So those three things need to be done on your computer or your laptop. And once that's done, you're essentially ready to go. You're ready to send it. I want to step through just a couple more things on here that are kind of important for new users to know. And again, clicking on or hovering over the main menu, I'm going to take you to basically our photo manager. And all I want you to just know about this is that every time that you upload a photo from your smartphone, or you upload a photo on your computer, it'll pop it into this photo manager. And you can create albums. And the great thing about these albums is that you can create all different types of categories. So for example, I created one for our Christmas card last year. So instead of trying to search for where all the photos are, you can put photos into a folder or an album, and that way they're all readily available so that when you utilize them, they're very easily accessible. The next thing I want to show you under main menu is that can be very helpful in using the system is your card history. And when you click on card history, what you have is an ability to look at a specific date range. And I'm just going to pick the last 2 days and search on them. And all I really want to show you here is that there's some really cool options to be able to see. First of all, you'll see on the 7th we sent this card and there's a tracking number. This usually means that a gift was attached to it, and I can click on that tracking number and determine whether it's been delivered or not by the United States Postal Service. But that's only for US mail. It may not be there for international mail. You'll notice there's another card here that says created. This card was created today. Because SendOutCards hasn't processed this, it's uploaded to the system but hasn't been downloaded by SendOutCards facility in Salt Lake City to print, I can still view or edit the card. The cards that were sent and already fulfilled, I can only view them. I can't change them because this means SendOutCards has already taken that card and made it into the processing batch, if you will. Already. So very handy way of knowing kind of where things are, or if you needed to make a quick edit to the card, you forgot to put something in or forgot to add a statement, very easy to do right there. The last thing I want to show you is on main menu is managing your points and expense, and you can do that here, or you can also do it very conveniently up at the top here where this word account is, and when I click on account, it'll open up this and it'll give me my current status. If I need to add more points or expense, I click on the add more green button and it'll open up a screen for me to be able to add more points or expense. I can add points in 100, 200, 350 point increments. If that's not what I want to customize the number of points, that's fine. You can type in whatever number you want. If I were sending, for example, I didn't have enough points and I'm sending 400 cards at 3 points per card, you multiply that out, that would be 1,200 points. Well, that gives you an idea of, how much sending 400 Christmas cards would be. And notice that's pretty darn inexpensive, right? So that's pretty cool. And then down here, your expense account is really like your postage meter, as Carolyn likes to say. It's the ability of adding a set amount of dollars that would cover the postage costs. Expense is also used if you send gift cards, so that's what your expense money would come from. So you can always add more here. You can add any denomination that you want, and then check out through a normal process where you can add it to your credit card. So that's it for the very quick high-level overview. I'm going to turn it back over to Carolyn to see if I've forgotten anything, and then if we have some time, we'll open it up to a couple of questions.
Well, thank you, Dean. That was really informative and a lot of great information. I think it's a really good overview of the website. Just keep in mind there's always more details and specifics that you can do. So know that as you get used to using our system, it's like driving a car. At first, it seems like, what do I do with all these different functions and gadgets? But as you get going, you start to find, oh, I know what this does. I know what that does. And then you start to become like autopilot. You can just drive and you know what to do and you can perform all the functions that you need to on the SendOutCard system. We would like to find out if anyone has any questions. So we are going to unmute you so that we can find out if anyone has questions about something that we may have glossed over or something you want a little more detail on. Any questions out there? Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we nailed it tonight. Glad we answered all your questions. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope that the quick live Jumpstart overview was helpful for you. Ultimately, we want to see you succeed in using the system. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, contact us by phone or email, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. So on behalf of both of us, have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. We will be storing this video so that you'll have access to it again. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.